So hello and welcome to the actual coins of Mexico. So I haven't made many Mexican coin videos, but doesn't mean I've got the lack of Mexican coins. I've actually got quite a few. So this is the actual current coins that they actually use. Oh, I used the word actually. So up the top, we actually have the older centimos coins that were issued for circulation. So we have the did I say centimos? Centavos. So we use the 5, 10, 20, and 50 centavos coins. And in 2009, they issued smaller 10, 20, and 50 centavo coins for circulation. So just remember, it is centavos, not centimos, like I used before, or centesimi. So that's a minor difference that you need to know. Then we have the peso coins, and you can see that they actually have the dollar sign. So the peso uses the dollar sign, so this is escudo. Pretty much your coin, your currency can use whatever symbol it wants to actually designate the actual currency. So if you see a dollar sign, it doesn't always mean dollar. In this case, it means peso. So we have the 1, 2, and 5 peso. And then we have the 10 peso and 20 peso. So the 20 peso is probably not going to be very common. For most of the mintages are actually quite low. I don't know the mintage of this coin. This is a 2016 commemorating the naval plan, so to upgrade the navy in 1966. So most of these commemoratives have a mintage of between a little bit under 1 million to 5 million. So this mintage will be somewhere in between that. There is no mintage figure, so I'm not too sure. So the most common coin you'll find, or the highest denomination, will be the 10 pesos. And the 10 and 20 centavos pretty much haven't been minted to 2019, so maybe they are actually losing their value because the current exchange rate is 16 pesos equals $1. So you need 5 and 10, 15 pesos. So the highest value is pretty much only worth about roughly 72, 73 cents. So let's have a look what is actually on these coins. So here I have a 1961 1 peso from the previous series. So this is not related to this currency. Needed 1,000 of these equal 1 peso. And that happened in 1992. But this one actually has the Aztec calendar. Have a look at that. It looks quite nice. Very beautiful calendar it actually is. And this is the best image I actually have of it. And each of these coins here has a different part of the actual calendar. So if we look at the actual 10 pesos, you can see that actually has the center of the actual 1 peso banknote on the Aztec calendar. Now there is no Nahuatl name for this. Nahuatl is the language of the Aztecs, or the Mexica, as they were called in where they actually controlled the central government. But in Spanish it's called Piedra de Sol. Now I know I butchered Spanish because I don't speak it. So that is, you can actually find a lot of information on the actual Wikipedia, not the actual coin. So Wikipedia has a lot of information about the actual image that's actually portrayed on the actual coins and that banknote. Oh, another thing, it's actually made of olivine basalt. So basalt is pretty much what most lava is. So I'm sitting on basalt myself, the Western Volcanics of Victoria, and that pretty much is just a volcanic rock. So the first coin we have is the actual 5 centavos, and this one was last issued in 2002, so I got a 2001. And here we actually have the design quincones rings on the Aztec calendar. So, and Anillo de los Quincanos. So what you need to do is you need to look at that and see whereabouts this actually is. And if you see here, these triangle formations, it looks like what they are. So that is that part of the actual coin. Then we have the 10 centavos. And we have a big and small one. So these are all still legal tender, so don't worry if you get them in change. You can still use both of these for 10 centavos values. We've got the bigger coin, so we'll have a look at that. And so another thing is that these are all pretty common. So you're actually going to struggle to actually look for a low mint coin. This one on the 10 centavos has the solar rays. They're stylized, so they're just impressions of the ring of sacrifice. Can we have a look at the ring of sacrifice? Where that is actually on here. It's actually going to be a bit hard. So I reckon that is it actually going around there. Could be. Maybe I could actually be wrong. So that's what I reckon it actually is. That around there. And then we actually have the 20 centavos. So we've got the larger one. Then we've got the smaller one. So these are still both legal tender. You see it's got M with O on the top. That's actually the symbol for the Mexican mint. And this one has a stylized design of reed, acal. So if we have a look at the reeds, where are the reeds on the actual calendar? The reeds look like they actually go around the actual edge. So it actually didn't include the boxes, they just actually put the actual reeds. So that is what is on the 20 centavos. Then we have the 50. 50 is quite large. Once again, the small and large coins are actually still both legal tender, so you can still spend them. Although people are probably less likely to accept the actual 50 centavos. And this one you can quite clearly see is actually that border in here. So only parts of it. So it doesn't actually have that part there, which is actually on the, not on the 20, it's on the 10. So they're actually pretty much unentangled the whole design, and they've actually put it on each separate coin, which is actually quite curious and actually unique. I don't think any other country's ever done that. And that's called the ring of acceptance. So each part of this calendar is actually part of a different type of belief. So then we have the 1 peso. The 1 peso, you can see the design includes pretty much this part here with the triangles. So it actually includes parts are actually on the 5 centavos. So if we look at Numistar, so the Numistar has lots of information about it. It gives all different parts. Okay, that's a ring of splendor. So that's what actually that is. It goes all the way around. And then we actually have the 2 centavos. 2 pesos, should I say. This one has a lot of different images. Can you see a lot of different images? Animals? You can see in there. So it actually doesn't include all of them. It includes that one, looks like that one. Some other ones. So you got one over there, the head, and that one. So a lot of these images are actually not included on the 2 peso because that would actually make the actual coin quite crowded. So that is what is it called? The outer ring style is Ring of Days. So that's what that is called, the Ring of Days. Then we actually have the 5 pesos. So the 5 pesos, can you see the actual image? Looks like it actually includes pretty much a combined image of the actual outer ring. So you've got that part there, it's actually down here. You've got the border here, which actually goes all the way around. And up the top, up the top you do have these. So that is the actual outer border. And that is called Star Ring of Splendor. Splendid. And in the actual middle, we actually have the guy's face. And who is that guy? His name is Tanatio. Okay, so that's the sunstone. Tanatio with a fire mask. So a fire mask, not too sure what that is. You can definitely find it on Wikipedia. They actually have a great big article about this whole stone. So that is the complete series of coins that actually have different parts of this actual sunstone. Very interesting, actually. And I said actually again, didn't I? And on the back we have the emblem of Mexico. So that is eagle, and it's on a cactus. So these you can actually eat the fruit of with a snake. So maybe the snake represents the United States, not too sure. Or could represent Spain, or maybe it just represents someone trying to take away its independence. And we got Estados Unidos Mexicanos, so United States of Mexico, same as the United States. Then we have the large 20 pesos. And they do have a 50 and 100, but they don't really circulate. The lowest banknote they actually issue is 20 pesos now. And these ones, yeah, they're just issued pretty much for the collector's market. But this one's actually quite nice. I do like a large coin. Very nice. And you can see that they're actually coin rotated. So these ones need to flip it that way to actually change it. Instead of, like in Australia, we have metal rotation like that. So if you get a coin, we have to go like that to actually change it over. It's probably an error because it's not supposed to be like that. Now look, this one's actually got a scratch on it. Looks like a scratch. So that is post-mint damage. Anyway, I hope this actually teaches you some good things about Mexican currency. If you go to Mexico City, you can probably learn Nahuatl in Spanish. Nahuatl is the language used by the Aztecs, even though it's probably changed now. And the Nahuatl of 500 years ago is not the language that they would actually speak now. Because you got sound shifts, you got words that actually change meaning, you got different grammar degradation, and also grammar actually builds up as well. Like we got tone systems around the world which develop, and like in Middle Chinese, in Old Chinese I reckon it didn't have tones. Middle Chinese probably had tones like Cantonese, and now Mandarin is actually starting to lose its tonal system. So thank you very much for watching, and you pretty much can get these for close to face value, and have awesome coin and banknote collecting time. Thank you and goodbye.